All right, all right, all right. Good evening. How is everyone doing tonight? Welcome to Taxi Thursday with Tish. I wanted to make sure everyone can hear me. Let me go and check the comments. Let me know. Good evening, good evening. Welcome to Taxi Thursdays with Tish. This is my first live of the year. And I am excited. My plan is to go live weekly to inform you all about just different tax strategies, tax situations, bookkeeping, and just financial literacy in general. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Again, I am LC Financial Solutions. My name is Tish for everyone who doesn't know and who's new here. We're LC Financial Solutions where we empower you by financial your future and saving you money, time, and stress. Tonight is going to be our first night going live, and tonight we're going to talk about red flags that you should look out for in your tax professional or CPA or anyone who is handling your money. So I am going to go ahead and get started with just a few red flags that I think everyone should watch out for. Even your tax professionals should watch out for this as well. So the first thing we're going to dive into when we are talking about red flags with a tax professional, one thing that you want to watch out for is the promise of a huge refund. I know a lot of times, during social media, you always see, we can get you back the max, and I can guarantee. You want to make sure that you stay clear of a tax professional who can guarantee you anything, because until they see your paperwork, they don't really know what you're working with. They don't know if you're going to get a refund. They don't know if you're going to owe. So by saying that, oh, I can get you the max back, you make foul with that person just off seeing some social media posts and that they can guarantee you the max refund. So that is one red flag that you want to watch out for. Make sure that you are investing your time into a tax professional. Make those appointments with them, because honestly, every tax professional should have a point of contact, whether that's via email or through phone call. With LC Financial Solution, you can get in contact with us through our website, phone number, text, and email, because you want to be able to talk to your financial advisor before you just go ahead and send over that personal information. And you also want to be able to do your research as well. For example, I do have my AFSP, which is the annual filing season program that is optional for every tax professional to get. You can go on the IRS website and you will find my name there, Letitia Wilson, the AFSP for Fairview Heights, Illinois. So that is one thing that you want to look out for too when you are going to a tax professional or any financial advisor. Type their name into Google, see what pops up, look at their reviews to make sure that you are dealing with somebody who's legitimate and ethical as well. If you're looking for somebody who's legitimate and ethical. Not everyone is looking for that person, and that's okay, because it's someone out there for everyone. I'm not trying to go to jail, so that is not me. Another red flag, our second red flag that you want to look for, is an unsigned tax return by your tax professional. Now, I have ran into quite a few clients who've had tax professionals that have ghosted them, possibly in jail right now fighting a fraudulent conviction. And even the client could be facing some type of fraudulent conviction because of their tax return and what was on it that was not correct. You want to make sure that your tax professional is signing your tax return, because typically, if they aren't signing your tax return, it's basically saying that you are responsible for whatever's on your tax return. So they could have put a Schedule C that you got a business or car washing business or line care. That's one of the top ones that I've seen in an audit. Like, you got a line care business, and then when I go back and look at your return, because you might have an audit, and it's like, oh wait, I don't have a business. I don't know what this is. And so now you are actually stuck with those penalties, because the return is going to look like you filed it yourself. That is not something that you want. So anytime you go to a tax professional and you are filing with them, they should be able to sign that as well. You should see their signature right along under yours, as well, along with a P10 number, which is their basically tax preparer identification number that every tax professional has to get in order to file taxes. So that's rule number 2 or flag number 2 that you should look out for. If your tax professional does not want to sign your tax return, or your CPA does not want to file your tax return, that is a red flag. Your third red flag that you want to look out for is charges based on your refund. No one should be charging you based on your refund amount. Now, granted, every tax professional does have their own tax fees, tax prep fees. That's why you do want to go ahead and call around, or sometimes you just may want to stick with the person that you know. But your fees should not fluctuate year from year. Of course, inflation, so it will go up. Maybe if you are paying maybe $500 to $600, and it is inflation. I mean, eggs going up. Eggs was like $2-3. Now it's $4, $5, $6. But if you go for a tax professional for 1 year, you are paying maybe $400 to $500, and the following year now you paying $800 to $900 because you are getting a bigger refund. That is a red flag, because ethically, morally, we cannot charge you based off your refund. So if someone says, "Oh, I charge 10% of whatever you getting back," like, no, that's not how you're supposed to do it. And you can report them as well. The IRS does pay people to actually report tax returns who are, basically doing fraudulent returns. I mean, but that's a whole different topic, so we're not going to get into that. But third flag, watch out for charges based upon your refund, because every tax professional should have their own set fees when it comes to filing taxes. And of course, those fees can vary just depending on your tax situation. If you got business, if you got any type of stocks, crypto, those fees can fluctuate as well. Your fourth red flag that you want to look out for is no P10. Like I stated before, your P10 is your professional tax identification number. All tax professionals must have this number when they are filing your P10. I mean, when they're filing your tax return. If they do not have a P10, they should not be filing your tax return, because most likely they are doing your tax return on maybe like Free Tax USA or something like that. They should not be using it. It should be a paid software, and at the end of your return, next to their signature, you'll be able to see that PCN number and also that office number with all the information attached. The fifth red flag you should look out for is a tax professional or a CPA that encourages false information. If they suggest claiming any type of false deductions, false credits, false income, you want to walk away from that, because that can lead to audits, penalties, or even worse, you can get jail time, just depending on how much it is. One thing about the IRS, they will let you do fraud. You will think that you in good. As soon as you in that bed, sleep, and your toes is snuggled up, you're gonna get that letter in the mail saying, "Oh, okay, here's your audit for the $20,000, $50,000 that you didn't claim for the last 3 years. Oh, we need to see all receipts." And sometimes your bank statement is not enough. Depending on the auditor that you get, they may ask for actual invoices. And then if you don't get those invoices, then they're not going to allow that credit or that deduction for that information that you put on that tax return. So if you have a tax professional that's encouraging you to put false information on your tax returns to get a higher refund, you want to stay away from it. And again, unless that's your flow, if you trying to finesse and do the wrong thing, then there are tax professionals out there that is willing to help you get a bigger refund, more money, and they know they lying and you know you lying. But when you get to the IRS, you're going to act like you don't know what happened. And at the end of the day, they're going to want their money with interest, So definitely watch out for that. If they don't, like I said, if they want to encourage the false information, you don't want that, because they will garnish your paycheck, they'll freeze your assets. If you owe more than $50,000, they'll basically, in a sense, cancel your passport, so you won't be able to transfer out of the country or take out of the country trips. If you owe state taxes as well, because a lot of times I've seen some tax professionals who will file your federal tax return and not file your state return. So if you don't file your state tax return, that can hinder you as well, depending on any type of licenses that you have. I know your nursing license is one of them that they can suspend until you pay your state taxes. So you want to make sure that you are paying state and federal taxes. Our sixth red flag that you want to watch out for, again, is the lack of credentials for a tax professional. Now, as a tax professional, in order to file taxes, you only need your prepared tax identification number, and that's it. Some people just get that and then go for it. Others, like myself and my team, again, we have taken the annual filing season program. So not only will you see myself on the IRS site, you will also see my team too. Even with a CPA, of course, because a lot of people think like, okay, I want my taxes done, I need a CPA. But not a lot of accountants actually do taxes, but they will tell you that to take your money though. But again, even with a CPA, you want to make sure that they license is active and they don't have any reprimands or suspensions on their account when they are filing your taxes, because at that point, again, you can Google someone's name, and if it's fraud, if they've done fraud or have any type of conviction, they will pop up. And then, of course, you have your enrolled agents, which are licensed and administered by the IRS, which is a test that I am studying for. It's a 3-part test. If you follow me on my private social media page, you've seen me post about it. I only have one more test to take, and I will be admitted to represent clients with audits in all 50 states. So that is something that I am excited about. Again, taxes is not something that I just do for a season. I do it for a reason. This isn't my life. Like, I literally read, sleep, eat taxes all day long. Like, I'm always looking up tax laws. I have tax books. I'm always in certified, I'm sorry, not certified, but continuing education courses that I take, sometimes monthly, sometimes weekly, just depending on what my schedule looks like. But I do invest my time and education into taxes. So this is not something that I just do for a season. And then once I file your taxes, you don't hear from me until 2026. I literally do this all year long. Another red flag that you will want to watch out for is lack of communication. A good tax pro is accessible and responsive. If they're hard to reach, it's a sign that you may not want to be able to get in contact with them or even work with them. Now, granted, you don't want to contact your CPA or your tax professional at 10, 11 o'clock at night and then think they're going to respond. Be respectful of their time and at least try to contact them during business hours, or maybe even send them an email. But I definitely don't suggest calling your tax professional at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning asking about where's your refund, and then make a post about them saying how they fraudulent, they haven't returned your call. No. But what you do want to stay clear of is if you have contacted your tax professional or your CPA and they haven't got in contact with you with at least within 24 business hours. Typically with my clients, if I can get back with you, just in that instant and my time is accessible to do that, then I will get back with you. But a lot of my clients do reach me by email, and then of course they allow me to actually respond back at least 24 business hours. But typically when I'm working with my clients, I try to, as soon as they send something out, I try to respond as soon as I see it. Another red flag that you want to watch out for is a tax professional who pushes the refund loans. Now, granted, if you are due for a refund, because not everyone is due for a tax refund, you can get those tax advance loans. And with those tax advance loans, those do come at interest. And come at additional fees that the tax professional actually pays. Excuse me. So I know I do offer advanced loans for some of my clients who are in need of finances faster than what they are expecting their refund. But I do make them aware of, the interest rate that the bank actually charges them to take out the refund advance. So just watch out for people who are offering that at a higher rate so they can get paid first. That is something that you want to watch out for. Another red flag that I think everyone should watch out for is a tax professional who do not ask a lot of questions. If you go to someone that's a tax professional or a CPA and they just do your paperwork and they just submit whatever you gave to them, and then they don't ask you no questions to confirm or verify that the information that you supplied them is correct, you want to go ahead and actually just watch out for them, because a tax professional should, honestly, we should be in your business, because this is money. When it comes to finances, we have to know the ins and out. We have to know, like, okay, if you say that you made 50,000 for the year and you had a Schedule to See business doing hair, but you took a loss at 40,000, you only had a $10,000 income, but you got 3 dependents. So how did you all survive off of $10,000 if you say that you spent $40,000 in business expense? So you want to make sure that your tax professional is asking you those probing questions. And when we are asking you those probing questions, we are asking that to be in your business, because that's what you're paying us for. We are submitting this information to the IRS. So again, like I mentioned before, they may be slow, but they're going to be on time when it's time for them to send out those audit letters and ask for all those receipts that you might not have had because you let your tax professional put some fraudulent activity on your tax return. And 9 times out of 10, if they did put some fraudulent information on your tax return, they probably didn't sign it either. So when you calling them, you probably can't even get in touch. After April 15th, they done probably changed their number, changed their Facebook name, and everything. So again, I'm correct, Tamika. Yes, that's right. Due diligence is imperative. Everyone has to do their due diligence. The tax professional needs to do their due diligence on the client, because some clients like to hop from tax professional to tax professional just to see who can get them the biggest refund, or who's willing to do fraud for them so they can get a bigger refund, which again amazes me, because if you pay $13 in taxes, federal taxes, I don't understand how you think you're going to get a $13,000 refund, but that's neither here or there. Another red flag that you want to watch out for is a tax professional who ignores your input. Tax pros, that should work with us and work with you, you don't want to feel left out of the process. Collaboration is key when it comes to filing your taxes. You want to be able to make sure that whatever you're saying to your tax professional, they are taking heed to that, especially when it comes to maybe investment income, charitable income, and things like that. If you say, oh, okay, yeah, I donated $10,000 to charity, and they're like, okay, yeah, we don't need that, that's not going to get you a refund, let's just do something else. Like, you want to make sure that you are being heard as well, because again, these are your finances, and finances is not only a sensitive topic, but it's touchy as well. So you want to make sure that this information that you are giving them, they are actually responding and respecting. And the last red flag that we are going to talk about tonight is a lack of secure when filing your tax return. So now in this new day and age, a lot of things can be sent overline. You don't want to deal with a tax professional who has you send all your personal information through an email, or all of your personal information through a Facebook Messenger. Now, granted, some of your long-term clients will go ahead and say, hey, I just emailed this over. I know you asked for it. I emailed this over. But you want to deal with a tax professional or CPA who has some type of document secure filing system set up, so you can send your documents not only encrypted, but secure as well. As we all know, in today's age, there is a lot of scam going on, a lot of fraud. People are being hacked with their identity. So when you're dealing with a tax professional or CPA, you just want to make sure that the documents that you are giving to them is secured. You want to make sure if you go into an office with the tax professional, that maybe they have some type of filing system, lockbox that they use, or even if they're online, that they have some type of secure system that you can send your documents to secure that personal information that is attached to your name. Again, your address, your social, your license, because of course we need all the information, even your W-2 information, banking information. You want to make sure all that is secure. And if you have a tax professional that's just like, oh, send it to my email. Oh, yeah, I can take it through Facebook. Like, No, that is something that you want to watch out for when looking for a tax professional. And again, like I said, there are plenty red flags. You definitely want to watch out for a tax professional who misses deadlines. A reliable professional respects deadlines. So with late filing, can lead to penalties and stress for you. So if you are dealing with a tax professional or a CPA that you submitted your paperwork to them in, let's say, February, and here it is March, you haven't heard anything or they haven't been really responsive to you, that is a red flag. Like, it should not take long to get your taxes filed. Everyone should be able to file your taxes within 24 to 48 business hours based on the information that you give to us. So I've had clients who will submit all their paperwork, and I can get them done within 24 to 48 business hours. And I can go ahead and set up either my Zoom call or my in-person meeting with them so we can go over the tax return. It will never take me longer than those 24 to 48 business hours to get your tax return done. And technically, depending on how much income you have and your documents you have, I can really get it done the same day, but I do like to give myself grace. So again, you want to watch out for someone who misses those deadlines because taxes is due April 15th for individuals. Now, you can file for an extension, but that extension doesn't extend your time to pay. So you have to make sure that, okay, if you owe last year, most likely you're going to owe this year. And the reason most likely you're going to owe this year is many reasons. One being, if you are a W-2 employee, you might not have changed your W-4. So you're still taking out the same amount of taxes that you did the prior year, which is the reason that you owed. Another reason is that you probably didn't get tax planning. A lot of people don't realize that they actually need tax planning. When you're a high income earner, or even when you're just a full-time business owner, you need tax planning. You don't want to wait until tax season. You can't come to me in February and say, yeah, I owe $5,000 last year. I really didn't do anything different, and I don't want to owe $5,000 again. You need tax planning throughout the year. And yes, tax planning is a service that we offer here at LC Financial Solutions. But again, tax planning is a different service as well. So not only do you need tax preparation, you also need tax planning so we can implement strategies throughout the year to help you have a lower tax liability. That's what it's all about. We want to be able to lower your tax liability ethically and morally, and just do everything by the book. I am a do it by the book company. I have lost a couple clients because they don't want to do it by the book. That's just fine. That's just not my ideal client that I rather have. I want someone who's serious about their finance. And again, like I said, your money is, everyone is secret about their money. Nobody really wants to know, to tell anybody, how much they make or how much they lost or their investments. But when you have that trusted financial advisor, you will be comfortable to say, okay, here's my paperwork. Here's all of my income, all of my receipts that I have. Go ahead and input all of my information. And when it's ready, go ahead and reach out. So you want to make sure when you're dealing with a tax professional, they are just attentive as you are, especially when it comes to those deadlines. Because again, if you don't get your taxes filed by April 15th, you can ask for an extension, but that is an extension to file, not an extension to pay. So if you owe $5,000 and you haven't paid since April, then when you file it in October, if you file in October, then you will have those additional interest charges, and then they will want their money as soon as possible. So you want to make sure, again, that you are diligent when it comes to not only filing your taxes, but finding that tax professional to help you with your finances, because this is important. A lot of people don't file taxes. A lot of people just feel like, well, whenever they catch me, they'll catch me then. But you don't want that either, because then now they going back 4, 5, 6 years, and then now you owe $40,000 to $50,000. Now you want to come. Now you want to come to LC Financial Solution when you owe $50,000. Then at that point, that turned into a tax resolution case. So that's a whole different topic to where you would need some tax resolution work to see if we can maybe get some penalties waived because you haven't filed, or to make sure that when we can get these taxes filed from 5, 6 years ago, you have all the information that you need when it comes to a W-2 or a 1099 or any type of investment income if you deal with like Fidelity or Robinhood or Charles Schwab or anything. That's why it's important to file your taxes every year so you don't have to worry about that. Because if you're not filing your taxes every year and you wait 5 to 6 years, and then when your tax professional say, "Oh, okay, well, I typically charge $500, $600 a year," times 5 years, now you're looking like, hold on, that's thousands of dollars that you already don't have. That's why you wasn't filing your taxes. But it is less expensive to go ahead and pay those few $100s now to be in compliant with the IRS than to wait years down the line until you get caught or you feel like now you want to file your taxes. Because again, like I said, once you haven't filed in about 3 or 4 years, that turned into a tax resolution case. We gotta make sure if you don't have all your information, we gotta call the IRS. We gotta get a transcript to see your wages and income and where the money came from, so we're not missing anything. But again, that's a whole different topic for a whole different day. I just really want us to come on here. And again, Tax Tea Thursdays with Tish. I plan to do this every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Time, where I will come to you and talk about different topics when it comes to financial literacy, as far as tax planning, bookkeeping. Because I mean, truth be told, it's 2025, and you probably still don't got your bookkeeping together from 2024. But we're not gonna talk about that tonight. That's a whole different topic. But if you don't have your bookkeeping together, again, I am here to assist with you in helping you get that bookkeeping together. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to finances, you have to have your finances in order. If you don't know your money, you don't know your life. You can't account for anything when you don't know anything. It's a lot of people that's running from their bank app right now. You probably haven't opened your bank app in 2 or 3 months because you don't want to see that you went to Starbucks 3 times in a week the whole month of December because it was cold outside, because you didn't want to make your own coffee. You don't want to open up that bank statement and see that you got every subscription. You got YouTube Platinum, you got Netflix, Hulu. You don't want to see that. And then you come back and say, okay, well, I don't have money for a tax professional. I don't have money for tax planning. I don't have money for tax resolution. Yes, you do. It's in all them Target runs that you went in last month for the holiday throughout the year. I guarantee you, if you open up your bank statements for the past 3 months and see all the extra money that you spent on things that are not necessities, that money could be used to finance your future. Because I mean, at this point, everybody is literally 30s plus, and if you're not 30s plus, at least 20 plus. When do you all plan to retire? You don't want to. I don't want to work until I die. I need a retirement plan, but you can't say that you want to retire with $1 million in your account and you don't even got $1,000 right now at 30. You don't got $1,000 right now at 40. So with working with LC Financial Solutions, our goal here is helping you empower your financial future, again, by saving you time, money, and stress. Our whole plan and system is to help you relieve that stress that when it comes to your finances. I'm here to help you not only invest when it comes to taxes or tax planning, but helping you invest into your future where you can have wealth so you can retire. If you want to retire at 50 and you 30 now, you got 20 years to get the X amount of money that you want. But that's a whole different topic. I've been on here for 38 minutes. When I go live for my weekly tax Thursdays with Tish, I do not plan to take you all into the night. No longer than 35 minutes, 45 minutes, just depending on how people are interacting. But I am glad that you all tuned in tonight to talk about the red flags that you should watch out for in your tax professional or CPA, or even Peaches across the street who do your taxes. Whoever may do your taxes, you want to make sure that you are watching out for those red flags. And again, thank you all for joining. I really appreciate it. It was great. It was a pleasure. I enjoyed the interaction between you all. And again, I will be doing this every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central. If you haven't signed up for my email listing, Make sure that you do that as well, because at that point you will be able to receive the emails to go ahead and log in and watch me live while we talk about next week's subject. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and you all have a great night. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.